Welcome to Monk's Temple. Find a comfortable seat, wherever you are. Perhaps you're lying in bed, the sheets pulled up, the world outside your window quiet. Perhaps you're on a couch, the weight of the day still resting on your shoulders. Or perhaps you're sitting in a chair, on a lunch break, stealing a few moments for yourself. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Nothing else is required of you. Nothing at all. There's a certain magic that happens when the world outside gets softer. When the sharp edges of the day become blurred. Think about it. On a bright, harsh, sunny day, everything is defined. Shadows are sharp, colors are vivid, and there's a pressure to be out there doing something. The sun seems to demand action, productivity, movement. It shines a light on all the things you haven't done yet, all the places you haven't gone. The sunshine, for all its warmth, can sometimes feel like a spotlight on a stage where you've forgotten your lines. But on a day where the sky is soft gray and gentle rain is falling, the whole world seems to turn inward. The rain creates a cocoon around your home, around your very being. The sound of rain on the roof, on the leaves, on the window pane, it's a sound that doesn't demand anything from you. It doesn't ask you to listen or perform. It simply is. It's a sound of pure being, without agenda. And in that isness, we find permission to just be ourselves, without any agenda either. Permission to stop trying to become someone better and simply rest in who we already are, right now, in this moment, imperfections and all. Rain has a way of slowing down the frantic pace of the mind. It's as if each raindrop is a tiny metronome, setting a slower, more natural rhythm for our thoughts. It creates a blanket of white noise that muffles the chaotic blare of the world, leaving us in a quiet, intimate space with ourselves. For some, this quiet space is uncomfortable. It's a room they haven't visited in years, dusty and filled with shadows. All the things they've been running from, all the emotions they've been suppressing, are waiting in that room. For others, this quiet space is a sanctuary where they can finally take off the heavy armor they wear to face the world and just breathe. Today, we're going to explore a very old, very practical technology for the mind. A technology not created by engineers in Silicon Valley, but one cultivated by wise beings in the forests of ancient India centuries ago. It's a technology that doesn't require a subscription, never needs charging, and will never become obsolete. We're going to talk about Vipassana. The word itself sounds ancient, mystical, maybe even intimidating. It might conjure images of monks in saffron robes sitting in silent caves. But the Buddha, the one who articulated this practice so clearly for the world, wasn't just a monk. He was a profound psychologist. A scientist of the mind. He wasn't interested in creating a religion of rituals and prayers to an external god. He was interested in one thing only, the nature of human suffering. Why do we suffer? Why do we feel anxious, depressed, angry, fearful, even when our external circumstances seem fine? And most importantly, is there a way out of this suffering? Is there a path to a peace that isn't shattered by the first sign of trouble? His answer was a resounding yes. And the path he taught for over 45 years was Vipassana. It's a Pali word meaning, to see things as they really are. Not as we want them to be. Not as we fear them to be. Not filtered through our prejudices, past traumas, or future anxieties. But as they really are, in this very moment, stripped of all our stories about them. It sounds simple, doesn't it? See things as they are. But if it were easy, we'd all be living in permanent peace. The reality is our minds constantly pull a fast one on us. They are masters of illusion, showing us a movie of reality that they've written, directed, and produced, convincing us we're watching live news. We're not seeing the world, we're seeing our interpretation of the world. So how do we begin to see through this illusion? The Buddha gave a concise, beautiful instruction that holds the entire practice in a single frame. He said, "Do not run back into the past. Do not hope for the future. What is past is left behind. The future has not yet arrived. And for whatever phenomenon that arises in the present moment, see it clearly, wisely, as it truly is." Let those words land softly in your mind. Do not run back into the past. Our minds are like little time machines. With zero effort, we can be transported back 10 years to a moment of embarrassment, a word of criticism, a heartbreak. And not only do we go back, we relive it. We feel the shame again, the anger again, the sadness again. The person who wronged us might be long gone, but we keep them alive in the theater of our mind, letting them perform the same hurtful act over and over. The past is gone. It's just memories, neural pathways firing in our brain. But we give it fresh energy, fresh power over us, every time we run back to it. And the other side of that same coin, do not hope for the future. Now hope is a tricky word in this context. It doesn't mean having a positive outlook or making reasonable plans for tomorrow. It means craving, clinging, and anxiously awaiting some future state that we believe will finally complete us. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll finally feel peaceful when I find a partner. I'll be satisfied when I have more money. I'll feel secure when I own a home. We're constantly projecting ourselves into a future that is, by its very nature, completely uncertain. A phantom. A ghost that never materializes. And we pin our entire happiness on this phantom. We miss the only life we're actually living, which is this one, right here, right now. The future never arrives the way we imagine it. When tomorrow becomes today, it always comes with its own set of challenges, its own disappointments, its own reasons to keep hoping for the next tomorrow. It's like a carrot on a stick that we keep chasing, never realizing we're on a treadmill. The instruction from the Buddha is so clear. So simple. Yet so difficult to actually live. Don't live in the reruns. Don't live in the previews. Come back to the feature presentation. The present moment. This breath. This sound. This sensation in your body right now. This is the only moment you ever truly have. Everything else is memory or imagination. The past is just a collection of neural pathways firing. The future is just a collection of hopes and fears with no substance. Only this moment is real. Imagine for a moment that you are a vast, ancient mountain. You've been here for millennia. Your base is planted firmly in the earth, rooted deep in bedrock. Your peak reaches up into the sky, touching the clouds. Now this mountain experiences all kinds of weather. Storms roll in. Think of a fierce thunderstorm. Lightning cracks across the sky, thunder booms and echoes through the valleys, wind howls and screams around your peak, rain lashes against your stone. It's intense. It's dramatic. It's overwhelming if you're caught in it. But the mountain doesn't run away. It doesn't try to stop the storm. It doesn't get angry at the storm or plead with it to stop. It simply sits there, allowing the storm to rage. The mountain knows, with a deep, unshakable wisdom, that the storm will pass. It always has. It always will. And sure enough, after a while, the clouds part, the sun comes out, and the mountain is still there, bathed in warm light, maybe a little wet, a few new streams running down its sides, but fundamentally unchanged, unshaken, unmoved. Now you are that mountain. The storms are your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations. The anger that flares up when you're cut off in traffic is a sudden, fierce squall. The wave of sadness that washes over you when a painful memory surfaces is a gray, drizzling day that seems to have no end. The fluttering anxiety you feel before a big presentation is a nervous, swirling wind that makes everything feel unstable. The deep grief that visits you when you think of someone you've lost is a heavy, pressing fog that obscures everything. The problem is we don't live like the mountain. We live like a little hut built on the side of the mountain. And when the storm comes, the hut gets tossed around. The windows rattle, the roof leaks, the walls creak and groan, we feel like we're going to be blown away at any moment. We're caught in the storm, identified with the storm, believing we are the storm. We forget entirely that beneath us is solid rock. Vipassana is the practice of remembering that you are the mountain. It's the process of shifting your identity from the transient weather patterns to the vast, stable, aware presence that is witnessing them. The storm is not you. The sunshine is not you. The fog is not you. You are the one in which all of this weather occurs. You are the context, not the content. You are the screen, not the movie. You are the sky, not the clouds. This shift in perspective is not just a philosophical idea you read in a book and nod along to. It is a practical, trainable skill that can be developed with consistent practice. And it starts with a simple choice made thousands of times each day, the choice to observe rather than react. You see, our default mode of operation is reactivity. It's an ancient survival mechanism hardwired into our nervous system over millions of years of evolution. A tiger jumps out of the bushes, we react with fear and we run. That served us well. That kept our ancestors alive. But in the modern world, the tigers are mostly gone. Now the triggers are words, emails, memories, social media posts, and passing thoughts. But our nervous system doesn't know the difference. A critical email from your boss lands in your inbox. Your brain interprets this as a social threat, which on an ancient level could mean expulsion from the tribe, which meant certain death. So your body dumps cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate jumps. Your muscles tense. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your palms sweat. You are now in a full-blown physiological fight-or-flight reaction to a few words arranged in a particular order on a glowing screen. You are reacting just as your ancestors did to the saber-toothed tiger, but there is no tiger. There is only your interpretation of those words. Vipassana offers a pause button. It offers us the chance to insert a tiny sliver of space between the stimulus and our habitual reaction. Between the insult and the retaliation. Between the memory and the suffering. Between the craving and the grasping. That tiny sliver of space is freedom. And with practice, that sliver can grow wider and wider until it becomes your permanent home. If what you're hearing is resonating with you, if the idea of becoming a mountain rather than a hut feels like a path you'd like to explore further, please take a moment to subscribe to Monk's Temple. This is a space we're building together, a virtual monastery where we can learn to quiet the mind and open the heart. By subscribing, you're telling the algorithm, and you're telling yourself, that this kind of inner work matters. It's a small act of commitment to your own peace, your own freedom, your own awakening. So if you feel called, just tap that subscribe button. And now let's return to our practice. The second story, the radio static. Think of your mind as an old radio. Not a sleek, digital one with perfect reception, but one with a big dial and a long antenna you have to wiggle around to find a signal. This radio is always on. It's constantly scanning, constantly searching for something to play. And most of the time, all we get is static. A cacophony of noise. Fragments of songs, snippets of news reports from years ago, someone yelling in a foreign language you don't understand, bursts of interference, advertisements for things you don't need. This static is the constant, chattering commentary of our mind. The planning, the worrying, the rehearsing, the judging, the comparing, the regretting. We spend our lives listening to the static, and we make a terrible mistake. We think the static is us. But every now and then, if you're very, very patient, and you turn the dial just so, and you adjust the antenna just right, you might find a clear signal. A beautiful piece of music comes through, pure and undistorted. A voice speaks with clarity and wisdom. For a moment, everything is clear. This clear signal is the present moment, seen without the filter of our conditioned mind. It is the experience of just sitting, just breathing, just being, without the internal commentary, without the constant narration, without the stories. It's the experience of pure awareness itself. Vipassana is the practice of learning to tune the dial. And here's the crucial insight: we can't force the static to stop. If you grab the dial and try to rip it off the radio, you'll just break the radio entirely. If you get angry at the static and start shouting at it, you only add more noise. The practice is one of gentle, patient, persistent adjustment. We notice the static. We acknowledge it without judgment. Ah, there's the worry station again, broadcasting fears about tomorrow. There's the planning for dinner broadcast, replaying for the 20th time. There's the old resentment channel, playing that same hurtful memory again. And instead of getting caught up in the content of the broadcast, instead of becoming a character in the story being told, we simply, gently, turn the dial back towards the quiet. Back towards the breath. Back towards the present moment. Back towards the clear signal of awareness itself. The static will return. It always does. That's the nature of the mind. It's what minds do. They generate thoughts the way lungs generate breath and hearts generate beats. The goal is not to have a mind with no thoughts. That would be like wanting a heart with no beats. The goal is to no longer be controlled by the thoughts, to no longer believe everything the mind tells you, to no longer live inside the static. And with practice, we get better and better at finding that clear, peaceful signal amidst the noise. We learn that the static and the signal are both just phenomena arising within awareness, and that awareness itself is untouched by both. So how do we actually do this? How do we sit down and practice Vipassana in a way that's practical, doable, and sustainable? Let's break it down into something very simple and actionable. Something you can start doing today, right now, in this very moment. The first step is to find a posture. The traditional posture is sitting cross-legged on a cushion on the floor, spine straight, hands resting on the knees. But for most of us in the modern world, that can be uncomfortable, even painful after a few minutes. And pain is not the goal. Pain is not enlightenment. The goal is awareness. So find a posture that allows you to be both relaxed and alert. Sitting upright in a sturdy chair, with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting in your lap, is perfect. Lying down is also fine, though it can be a little too relaxing and you might fall asleep. And that's okay too. If you fall asleep, your body clearly needed the rest. Sleep is healing. But the practice of Vipassana is about cultivating a wakeful, alert awareness, so if you can stay awake, that's ideal. The key is to find that balance between tension and relaxation. Not so relaxed that you slump and fall asleep, not so tense that you're rigid and uncomfortable. Like a well-tuned instrument, not too tight, not too loose. Now, bring your attention to a natural, physical sensation. The most common and accessible one is the breath. It's always with you. You don't have to go anywhere to find it. You don't have to pay for it. It's there from the moment you're born until the moment you die. Don't try to control your breath. Don't make it deeper or slower or different in any way. Don't impose anything on it. Just let it be natural. Let the body breathe itself. It knows how. It's been doing it perfectly for your entire life without any conscious instruction from you. Your only job is to become aware of the physical sensation of that breath. Where do you feel it most clearly? Is it in the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils, that slight tickle at the very rim? Is it in the gentle expansion of your chest or your abdomen, the rising and falling like a gentle wave? Is it in the warm air as it leaves your body, slightly different in temperature from the air coming in? Pick one spot, just one, where the sensation of breathing is most vivid, most accessible. For many, it's the sensation at the nostrils, the feeling of the air touching the rim of the nostrils, the subtle sensation of the breath moving in and out. This becomes your home base. Now, just rest your attention there. Like a sentry at a gate, just watching. Not thinking about the breath, but feeling it. Not analyzing the breath, but experiencing it directly. In breath, out breath. In, out. Rising, falling. Cool, warm. Just resting in the direct physical sensation. And what will happen, almost immediately, is that your mind will wander. It will leave the gate. It will go off and start planning dinner, or replaying a conversation from yesterday, or worrying about a bill that's due next week, or rehearsing what you should have said in an argument 3 days ago. This is not a mistake. This is not a failure. This is not a sign that you're bad at meditation. This is what minds do. This is their function. The moment you realize you've been distracted, that you've been lost in thought, that you've been daydreaming for the past 5 minutes without even knowing it, that moment of realization is a moment of great awareness. It's a moment of waking up from the dream of thought. Don't criticize yourself. Don't say, "Oh, I'm so bad at this. I can't concentrate. My mind is too busy. This isn't working. That's just more thinking. That's just more static." Just gently, with the tenderness you would use to guide a small child back to the path when they've wandered off, bring your attention back to the breath. Back to the sensation at the nostrils. Back to the rising and falling. Back to home. In, out. This is the entire practice. Wandering. Noticing. Returning. Wandering. noticing, returning. Over and over and over again, thousands of times, for as long as you practice. It's like doing a bicep curl for your attention muscle. Each time you notice you've wandered and you bring yourself back without judgment, you're strengthening that muscle of mindfulness. You're building new neural pathways. You're rewiring your brain for presence. And just like physical exercise, the benefits come not from never getting tired, but from consistently showing up and doing the work. Imagine you have a beautiful, peaceful home. It's your sanctuary, your safe place, the one spot in the world where you can truly relax and be yourself. One day, an uninvited guest shows up at your door. It's a figure dressed in black, and its face is twisted in anger, contorted with rage. It's the emotion of anger itself, personified. It starts banging on the door with both fists, shouting, screaming, demanding to be let in. Now, what is our normal reaction? We have two habitual responses, and neither works very well. The first response is that we fling the door wide open and let anger storm in. We welcome it. We become it. Soon anger is trashing the living room, knocking over furniture, breaking dishes, yelling at everyone in the house. We are completely possessed by it, identified with it. There is no separation between us and the anger. We are anger. And we act out, say things we regret, hurt people we love, and create more suffering for ourselves and others. The second response is that we try to barricade the door. We shove all our furniture against it. We push with all our might. We yell back through the door, "Go away. I don't want you here. You're not welcome. Leave me alone." We fight with it, we suppress it, we try to push it away. This is a battle, and it's exhausting. It takes tremendous energy to keep the door barricaded. And the whole time, anger is still out there, banging, screaming, demanding attention. We're not at peace. We're at war. Vipassana offers a third way, a middle way between indulgence and suppression. In this scenario, you simply go to the door calmly, and you look through the peephole. You see anger standing there, raging. You acknowledge it. You don't deny its presence. You don't pretend it's not there. You simply observe. Oh, hello anger. I see you're here again. I see you're very upset. You notice the color of its cloak, the expression on its face, the way it's waving its arms. You don't open the door. You don't engage in conversation. You don't try to reason with it or fight it. You just observe it with interest, with curiosity, with detachment. And then, having acknowledged its presence, you simply turn away from the door and go back to sitting in your peaceful living room, reading your book, drinking your tea. And here's what you'll notice if you do this: you don't have to fight it. You don't have to invite it in. You just see it, and you let it stand out there on the porch. It will keep knocking for a while. It might even knock louder for a moment, as if testing you. But because you're not feeding it with your attention, because you're not engaging with it, because you're not reacting, it will eventually get tired. It will look around, shuffle its feet, mutter to itself, and then, slowly, it will wander off. It was always impermanent. It was always just a passing visitor. We just never gave it the chance to leave because we were so busy either wrestling with it at the door or being completely possessed by it inside the house. This is the practice with every sensation, every emotion that arises. Whether it's anger, lust, jealousy, boredom, fear, or even joy. Yes, even joy. We often cling to joy, don't we? When a pleasant feeling arises, we try to bottle it, to hold on to it, to keep it from leaving. We say, "This is wonderful. I never want this to end." But joy, too, is a visitor. It comes, it stays for a while, and then, inevitably, it leaves. When we see this clearly with the eyes of Vipassana, we can enjoy joy fully without the underlying anxiety of losing it. We can experience it completely, knowing its nature is to pass. And we can experience anger or fear without being destroyed by them, knowing they too will pass. We see it all as a passing show, a parade of guests, some pleasant, some unpleasant, all temporary. This brings us to the heart of the Buddha's wisdom, the cornerstone of the entire Vipassana practice. It is the realization of a single, universal truth that applies to absolutely everything in existence. The Buddha called it anicca. Impermanence. Everything, without exception, is impermanent. Everything is in a constant state of flux, of change, of arising and passing away. The breath you just took is gone forever, never to be repeated. The thought you just had has vanished into the ether, replaced by another, which will also vanish. The sensation in your left foot, if you observe it closely, will change, move, throb, and eventually dissolve into something else. The sun that warms our planet, that has shone for billions of years, will one day exhaust its fuel and burn out. Mountains that have stood for eons, that seem so solid and eternal, are constantly being weathered, eroded, ground down by wind and rain into sand. The Roman Empire, at the height of its power, with its legions and laws and grand architecture, is now a ruin, a tourist attraction, a memory. The person you were 10 years ago, with all your beliefs, opinions, fears, and desires, is gone. You are a river of cells, every one of them constantly dying and being replaced. You are a river of thoughts, each one arising and passing away. You are a river of consciousness, constantly flowing, constantly changing, never the same from one moment to the next. We suffer because we try to grasp onto things that are, by their very nature, ungraspable. We try to build a house on the surface of a flowing river and wonder why it keeps collapsing. We want the pleasurable sensations to stay forever. We want the painful sensations to vanish immediately. We want the people we love to never leave, never change, never die. We want our youth to last forever. We want our achievements to be permanent. But reality doesn't work that way. Reality is flux. Reality is flow. Reality is impermanence. Both pleasure and pain arise, and both, inevitably, pass away. This is not a pessimistic view. This is simply a factual description of how things are. Vipassana is not a practice to get rid of the bad and hold on to the good. That's just more grasping, more suffering. Vipassana is a practice that allows us to see this truth of impermanence so deeply, so intimately, so directly that we stop clinging and we stop resisting. We develop what is called upekkha, or equanimity. A balanced mind. A mind that can weather the storms of pleasure and pain with the same steady, open, peaceful awareness. A mind that is no longer tossed around by the ups and downs of life because it has seen through the illusion that the ups and downs are permanent. It's like sitting on the bank of a river, watching the water flow by. Sometimes the water is clear and calm, reflecting the blue sky, and we enjoy watching it. Sometimes the water is muddy and turbulent, carrying debris from a storm upstream. But we don't jump into the muddy water to try to calm it down. That would be futile and exhausting. And we don't jump into the calm water to try to stop it from flowing, to freeze it in place. That's impossible. We just sit on the bank, observing it all, knowing that the nature of the river is to flow, to change, to be sometimes this and sometimes that. Our peace comes not from controlling the river, but from our stable position on the bank. The river does what rivers do. We do what we do, we observe. There was once a master painter who was hired by a great king to paint a mural on a huge, long wall in the royal palace. The king wanted a scene of perfect peace, something he could look at whenever the burdens of ruling became too heavy, something that would remind him of what true tranquility looks like. The painter thought for a while, gathered his materials, and then began to work on the massive wall. For weeks he painted, barely stopping to eat or sleep, completely absorbed in his creation. When he was finally finished, he invited the king to come and see. The king walked slowly along the wall, his eyes drinking in every detail. He saw a painting of a vast, calm, glassy lake, so still it looked like polished silver. Towering, snow-capped mountains were reflected perfectly in its surface, every peak mirrored with stunning accuracy. Not a single ripple disturbed the water. Not a breath of wind stirred the surface. The sky above was a perfect, cloudless blue, soft and infinite. It was stunning. It was beautiful. It was technically perfect. The king was impressed, deeply impressed. But he was also a wise man, a student of life as well as a ruler of men. After a long silence, he turned to the painter and said, "This is beautiful, truly. Your skill is beyond question. But it is not a scene of perfect peace. It is a scene of stillness, yes. But peace is not the absence of movement. Peace is not a dead calm. Peace is something far more profound." The king then asked the painter to come with him to a small window that looked out over a wild, untamed part of the kingdom. Below them, there was a massive, roaring waterfall. It crashed onto the rocks below with tremendous force, sending up clouds of spray. The sound was deafening. The water churned and boiled. It was violent, chaotic, and powerful beyond measure. It looked dangerous, untamable. And right behind that waterfall, tucked into a small alcove in the rock face, protected from the crashing water by some ancient geological accident, was a tiny bird, sitting on its nest, completely dry and perfectly calm. The water was thundering just inches away, the spray was misting the air, the noise was overwhelming, but the bird sat there, serene, unbothered, at peace. The king pointed and said, "That, my friend, is peace. Not a world where nothing happens, not a life where nothing disturbs us, but a heart that is undisturbed in the midst of all happening. Not a lake with no waves, but a bird calm behind the waterfall. This is equanimity. This is the goal of Vipassana. Not to create a life where nothing bad ever happens, not to build a wall against the world, not to retreat to a cave and hide from experience, but to find that calm, unshakable center within ourselves, that tiny alcove behind the waterfall, from which we can observe the thunderous cascade of life without being swept away by it." So as you sit here, perhaps listening to the sound of my voice, perhaps noticing your own breath moving in and out, perhaps feeling the weight of your body against the chair or the bed, you begin this practice. You start to notice the waterfall. You start to notice the constant cascade of sensations, thoughts, and emotions that make up your inner world. Maybe there's an itch on your nose right now. Just become aware of it. The old habit would be to react immediately, to scratch it without a moment's thought, to get rid of this annoying sensation as quickly as possible. That's automatic. That's conditioned. That's what we've done our whole lives. The new practice, the Vipassana practice, is to observe it. Just look at the itch with the gentle curiosity of a scientist discovering a new phenomenon. Feel its texture. Is it sharp or dull? Does it pulse and throb, or is it steady and constant? Does it have a temperature, maybe slightly warm or cool? Where exactly are its boundaries? Where does it begin and end? Just be curious about it, interested in it, without any agenda to make it go away. And as you observe it with this quality of non-reactive, interested curiosity, you'll notice something remarkable. It changes. It might get stronger for a moment, as if testing you, seeing if you'll break, and then it will fade. It might shift location slightly. It might transform from a sharp prickling into a dull ache, and then into a vague tingling, and then into nothing at all. It will pass away. It always does. You have just witnessed the truth of impermanence in your own body, in real time. You have seen a sensation arise, persist for a while, change, and finally pass away. And you didn't have to react. You didn't have to scratch. You were the mountain, watching the weather. You were the bird, calm behind the waterfall. You were the observer, not the reactor. We can do this with every sensation that arises. With the heaviness in your shoulders from a long day of work. With the tightness in your jaw from stress you didn't even know you were carrying. With the flutter in your stomach when you think about that upcoming conversation. With the pressure behind your eyes from a headache. Each sensation becomes an opportunity to practice, to see impermanence directly, to strengthen your equanimity. And we can do it with emotions as well. Emotions are not just mental events. They have physical components. They manifest in the body. When a wave of sadness comes, you don't have to dive into it and drown. You don't have to become the sadness, to identify with it, to let it define you. You can sit on the bank of the river and watch it. Ah, there is sadness. I recognize you. What do you feel like in my body right now? There's a heaviness in my chest. There's a tightness in my throat. There's a pressure behind my eyes. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You observe its physical manifestations with that same gentle, non-reactive curiosity. And you watch it. You'll notice that it doesn't stay the same. It shifts. It changes. It might intensify for a moment, and then it will weaken. It will stay for a while, maybe longer than you'd like, and then, like a wave receding from the shore, it will pull back. It passes away. You didn't fight it. You didn't feed it with stories and interpretations. You just witnessed it. And in that witnessing, you were free. The fifth story, the mirror and the face. Think of your mind as a perfectly clean, perfectly clear mirror. Not a mirror that's been sitting in an antique shop for decades, dusty and tarnished, but a mirror that's just been polished to absolute perfection. When a beautiful flower is placed in front of it, the mirror reflects the flower perfectly. It shows its color, its shape, its delicate petals, its subtle gradients. The mirror doesn't grab onto the flower, trying to keep its image forever. It doesn't say, "Oh, this flower is so beautiful. I must hold on to it. I must possess it. I must never let it go." It simply reflects what is there, clearly and accurately, and when the flower is taken away, the mirror doesn't miss it. It doesn't feel a sense of loss. It doesn't mourn the flower's absence. It doesn't replay the image of the flower over and over, wishing it would come back. It just returns to its clear, empty, reflective state, ready for whatever comes next. Then, a scary mask is thrust in front of the mirror. It's an ugly mask, with bulging eyes and a twisted mouth and sharp teeth. The mirror reflects the mask perfectly, showing every ugly detail, every grotesque feature. The mirror doesn't recoil in fear. It doesn't try to smash the mask. It doesn't scream or run away. It doesn't say, "Oh no, this is terrible. I don't want to see this. Make it go away." It simply reflects what is there, clearly and accurately, without judgment, without reaction. And when the mask is removed, the mirror returns to its clear, empty state once again. The mirror is not affected by what it reflects. It remains pure, undamaged, clear, and unchanged regardless of what appears before it. Our true nature, the Buddha taught, is like this mirror. It is pure, clear awareness itself. It is not angry. It is not sad. It is not afraid. It is not happy. It is the one that knows anger, that knows sadness, that knows fear, that knows happiness. It is the knowing itself. The problem is that our mirror has become caked with dust and dirt, with old reactions, with conditioned patterns, with years of accumulated judgments and preferences and fears. The dust is so thick, so layered, that we don't even see the mirror anymore. We only see the dust. We think the dust is us. And when a flower comes, the dust grabs onto it, tries to possess it, tries to keep it. When a mask comes, the dust recoils from it, tries to push it away, tries to destroy it. The mirror itself, the true self, the aware presence, is lost beneath all the accumulated conditioning. Vipassana is the practice of gently, patiently, persistently cleaning the mirror. With each moment of non-reactive awareness, we wipe away a little more dust. With each moment we observe a sensation without clinging or aversion, we wipe away the dust of craving. With each moment we observe a painful sensation without trying to push it away, we wipe away the dust of aversion. With each moment we simply rest in awareness itself, noticing whatever arises without getting caught in it, we wipe away the dust of ignorance. Slowly, over time, over months and years of consistent practice, the original, clear, peaceful nature of the mind begins to shine through. The dust doesn't disappear overnight. It took a lifetime to accumulate, and it takes time to clean. But gradually, we start to catch glimpses of the mirror beneath. We start to have moments where we're not caught in the story, where we're not identified with the emotion, where we're not lost in thought. We start to taste what it feels like to just be aware, present, open, free. And in those glimpses, we realize something profound: our peace was never dependent on the flowers or the masks. It was never about getting what we want and avoiding what we don't want. It was always there, underneath the dust, waiting to be discovered. It is our true home. It is our birthright. Now, You might be thinking, this is all well and good for when I'm sitting quietly in a room with my eyes closed. But how does this help me when I'm at work, stressed about a deadline? How does this help me when I'm dealing with my difficult family member who knows exactly which buttons to push? How does this help me when I'm stuck in traffic and already late for an important appointment? This is the most important question. This is where the rubber meets the road. The sitting meditation is your training ground. It's where you build the muscle, where you develop the skill, where you strengthen the neural pathways of mindfulness. But the real game, the real practice, is played out in the world, in the messy, chaotic, unpredictable flow of daily life. Let's go back to that example from the very beginning. Someone blames you, insults you, says something unkind about you, either to your face or behind your back. The old you, the conditioned you, the you before any Vipassana practice, would have reacted instantly. The words would have hit you like sharp arrows piercing your skin. You would have felt the immediate sting, the heat of offense, the flush of anger. And you would have done one of two things. Either you would have fired back with your own sharp words, your own insults, your own defenses, escalating the conflict and creating more suffering for everyone involved. That's reacting with aversion, fighting fire with fire. Or you would have internalized it, swallowed it down, let the words fester in your mind for hours, days, even years. You would have replayed the conversation over and over, thinking of all the perfect retorts you could have made, all the clever comebacks that occur to you only after the moment has passed. You would have created a whole movie in your mind, a drama with you as the victim, based on a few moments of sound that have already vanished into thin air, that exist now only as memory, only as thought. Now, with even a little bit of Vipassana practice, with even a small amount of mindfulness developed through consistent sitting, there's the potential for a completely different response. In that moment, as the words are being spoken, you have a chance. You feel the sensation in your body. You notice the heat that flares in your chest, like someone just lit a small fire there. You notice the tightening in your jaw, the clenching of your teeth. You notice the sudden rush of thoughts, the stories forming, the justifications arising. But instead of being swept away by this cascade, instead of becoming the anger, instead of losing yourself in the reaction, you have a moment of awareness. A tiny sliver of space opens up. In that space, you recognize what's happening. You say to yourself, silently, internally, "Ah, this is the sensation of being blamed. This is what it feels like to be insulted." There is heat in the chest. There is tightness in the jaw. There is a story forming in the mind. You are observing the effect of the words on your mind-body phenomenon. You are not the sensation, you are the one witnessing the sensation. You are not the anger, you are the one aware of the anger. You have inserted that tiny sliver of space between the stimulus and your habitual reaction. Have you ever flown a kite? There's a wonderful metaphor there for the mind and this practice. The kite itself is your awareness, soaring high in the sky of the present moment, free and expansive. The string is your attention, your mindfulness, connected to your anchor, your breath. And the wind is life itself, the constant flow of sensations, emotions, thoughts, and experiences that move through you. When the wind is strong and steady, the kite flies high and dances beautifully, a joy to behold. When the wind is gusty and chaotic, the kite gets tossed around, pulled this way and that, dipping and diving dramatically. But as long as you hold the string firmly but gently, with the right amount of tension, the kite will not be lost. You can feel the pull of the wind through the string. You can feel the forces acting on the kite. But you don't let go. You stay connected. You stay present. If a huge gust comes, a sudden strong emotion, a wave of intense anger or fear or desire, you don't try to fight it by pulling the string tighter, by tensing up, by trying to control the kite through force. That's how you break the string. That's how you create more tension, more suffering. Instead, you might let out a little more string, giving the kite room to move with the wind. You relax slightly. You create space. You allow the gust to pass through without breaking your connection. You work with it, not against it. And when the wind calms down, when the emotion subsides, you gently, mindfully, reel the kite back in. You return to your center. Our breath is the string. In Vipassana, we always have this anchor. No matter what's happening, no matter how strong the winds of emotion become, we can always come back to the string. We can always feel the breath. Just one conscious breath, one moment of mindful awareness of the inhale and exhale, can reconnect us to that stable center. We feel the pull of the anger, the force of the wind, but we don't let go of the string. We don't get yanked out of our center and lost in the storm. We stay connected. We observe the force of the wind with equanimity. And we know, with a deep, growing confidence born of practice, that this gust will eventually pass. All gusts pass. The string holds. The kite stays aloft, connected, aware. It's not about having no wind. It's about having a strong, flexible connection so that you can fly in any weather, through any storm. And what about after the event itself? The person has walked away. The moment is over. The words have long since vanished into the air. Now the mind will do its old trick. It will bring up the movie again. It will replay the insult, the blame, the unfair criticism. It will run the scene over and over, keeping the wound fresh by constantly picking at it. But in that moment, sitting on your couch at home, you have another opportunity to practice. The past is trying to pull you back in. But now you recognize it. You say to yourself, this is a memory. This is a thought. This is not the actual event. The actual event is gone forever. And then you feel the sensations that this memory creates. The heat comes back. The tightness returns to your chest. You observe this. You don't engage with the story. You don't rehearse what you should have said. You just watch the physical sensations. And because you're not feeding the memory with your attention, the sensations will pass. They might take a minute. They might take 5. But they will fade. You have successfully not run back into the past. You have stayed in the present, with the only thing that is real, the sensations arising and passing away in this very moment. You have broken the chain. You have tasted freedom. This is how we break the chains of our conditioning. This is how we heal old wounds. This is a freedom that comes from within, from our own practice. It's portable. It's always available. It can never be taken from you. Imagine you have a physical wound on your arm. It's a deep cut, still healing. The skin around it is tender. Now imagine someone accidentally bumps into you and touches that wound. You feel a sharp, immediate pain. That's unavoidable. That's just biology. But now imagine that because of that pain, you become enraged at the person. You scream at them. You spend the rest of the day replaying the event. That secondary reaction, the anger, the rumination, is not caused by the bump. The bump caused a moment of pain that passed. The anger that lasts for hours is caused by your own mind's reaction. It's like taking salt and rubbing it into your own wound, over and over again, keeping it from healing. In life, we all get bumped. Loss will come. Disappointment will come. Criticism will come. The initial pain is unavoidable. But the suffering we add on top, the anxiety, the anger, the self-pity, that is optional. That is the salt. The Buddha said, "I teach one thing and one only, suffering and the end of suffering." He was showing us how to stop adding salt to the wound. While pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. It's a conditioned response that can be unlearned. Vipassana is the practice of experiencing the bump, feeling the natural pain, and then not reaching for the salt. Just letting the sensation be, knowing it will pass. The body knows how to heal if we stop picking at the wound. The mind knows how to heal in exactly the same way. Think of your sense of self as a hand. This hand is pure awareness. It's not defined by what it holds. It's not changed by what it touches. It's just there, present, aware. Now imagine you put on a glove. This glove has 5 fingers. These are your 5 senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. Through these senses, the world makes contact with you. Now imagine you put on another glove over that first glove. This second glove is your mind, with all its thoughts, emotions, memories, beliefs. It's a thick glove, woven from years of conditioning. When the world touches you, it touches the outer glove first. A beautiful sunset touches the eye glove, and the mind glove starts its commentary. A harsh word touches the ear glove, and the mind glove jumps into action with judgments. A memory arises within the mind glove itself, and we feel the whole hand recoil. And we, the hand inside all these gloves, we feel the touch. But we forget we are the hand. We become completely identified with the gloves. We think we are the one who was complimented, the one who was insulted, the one who is happy, the one who is sad. We forget the hand entirely. Vipassana is the practice of becoming aware of the hand inside the glove. To realize, I am not these sensations. I am that which is aware of these sensations. The compliment touches the glove, and the hand feels a pleasant sensation. But I am not the compliment. The insult touches the glove, and the hand feels an unpleasant sensation. But I am not the insult. You start to live from the place of the hand, not the glove. The glove will still be touched. It will still have experiences. But you are no longer fooled. You know your true identity. You are the awareness witnessing the whole show. And that awareness, like the hand, remains untouched, clean, and at peace, no matter what touches the glove. You start to live from the place of the hand, not the glove. The glove will still be touched. Pleasure will come. Pain will come. Praise will come. Blame will come. All of it will touch the outer layers. But you, the hand, the awareness within, remain fundamentally untouched. You are no longer fooled by the illusion that you are the glove. You know your true identity. You are the awareness witnessing the whole show. And that awareness remains clean and at peace, no matter what touches the glove. This is not an escape from life. On the contrary, it allows you to live more fully. When you're not bracing against pain and grasping at pleasure, you're free to engage wholeheartedly. You can love without the terror of loss. You can work without the desperate need for success. You can face difficulty without being destroyed. You are fully in the game, but no longer attached to the outcome. In that freedom, life becomes lighter and more peaceful. As we end our time together at Monk's Temple, I invite you to sit with this for a few moments. Feel your breath, natural and easy. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the pulsing of life within you. Listen to the sounds around you, near and far. Don't label them. Just receive them. Let sounds be sounds. Notice any thoughts passing through, like clouds in a vast sky. Don't push them away. Don't hold on to them. Let them come. Let them stay. Let them go. They are not you. They are just visitors. You are the sky itself, the space in which all of this occurs. This is the path the Buddha pointed to. It leads you back to where you have always been, but with new eyes. With eyes that see things as they really are. With a heart no longer at the mercy of the world's ups and downs. The rain will come and go. The storms will rage and pass. People will praise you and blame you. You will succeed and fail. This is the nature of life. But the mountain remains. The clear sky remains. The hand remains. You remain. Not the you of your stories and wounds, but the you of pure, aware being. The you that was here before you were born, that is here right now, hearing this voice. That you is peace itself. That you is freedom itself. Thank you for practicing with me today at Monk's Temple. Thank you for taking this time to turn inward, to cultivate mindful awareness. The world needs more people with peaceful hearts. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free. May you see things as they really are. Until next time, take this practice with you. Not just on the cushion, but in the grocery store, in traffic, in quiet moments alone. The present moment is always here, waiting for you to return. The breath is always here, your anchor, your home. Namaste.